Welcome to Growth Through Thought, where we explore the deepest philosophical questions to elevate your mind and strengthen your spirit today. Friedrich Nietzsche remains one of history's most provocative thinkers, challenging us to confront the uncomfortable truths about our own hidden weaknesses. He is often misunderstood as a man of cruelty, yet his hatred for weakness was actually a desperate call for greatness. To understand Nietzsche, we must first realize that he did not despise those who lacked physical strength or political power today. Instead, his critique was aimed at a specific type of spiritual sickness, a voluntary surrender to mediocrity and fear of life. He despised the choice to hide within the herd, to abandon one's individuality simply to feel safe among the common masses. This video will decode why Nietzsche believed this weakness is the greatest danger to the future and evolution of mankind itself. We will explore his concepts of slave morality, the will to power, and the Ubermensch to find the path to strength. Weakness, in the eyes of Nietzsche, is not a lack of ability but a lack of will to overcome oneself daily. Let us begin by clearly defining what this philosopher truly meant when he spoke with such venom against the weak people. For Nietzsche, weakness is primarily a psychological condition, a refusal to take ownership of your own actions and your own destiny. It is the habit of blaming the world, the environment, or others for your situation instead of looking solely within yourself. The strong person accepts that they are the architect of their reality, while the weak person sees themselves as a victim. This victim mentality is dangerous because it breeds resentment, a toxic emotion that poisons the soul and destroys all creative energy. Nietzsche called this state ressentiment, a deep-seated hatred that the weak feel towards those who have the courage to be strong. Instead of trying to improve themselves, the weak try to drag the strong down to their level through guilt and shame. This is the mechanism of the herd, enforcing mediocrity by punishing anyone who dares to rise above the common, average standard. In his book Beyond Good and Evil, he describes how this dynamic created a historical shift known as the slave morality. Ancient societies valued strength, pride, and victory, celebrating the individuals who could impose their will upon the chaotic world around them. However, as civilization progressed, the weak majority needed a way to protect themselves from the dominance of the powerful few elite. They invented a new system of values that inverted the natural order, turning traits of weakness into the highest moral virtues. Suddenly, humility became better than pride, obedience became better than command, and suffering became a sign of being chosen by God. Nietzsche argued that this was a clever trick, a way for the weak to psychologically disarm the strong without fighting them. By making strength look evil and weakness look holy, the herd could feel superior without ever having to achieve anything great. He saw this as a betrayal of life itself, a denial of the fundamental instincts that drive growth and human evolution. When we embrace this slave morality, we cut off our own potential to fit into a box that is too small. The hatred Nietzsche felt was not for the people themselves, but for the waste of human potential caused by these lies. So, how do we escape this trap? The answer lies in one of his most famous concepts, the will to power. The will to power is not merely a desire for political control, but the fundamental driving force of all living things. It is the instinct to grow, to expand, to overcome resistance, and to assert one's existence against the forces of decay. For a human being, this means the constant drive to overcome oneself, to become more than what you are right now. Weakness is the absence of this will. It is the desire for comfort and ease, rather than the challenge of growth. Nietzsche teaches us that life is essentially a process of overcoming. To deny this struggle is to deny life itself completely. We must channel this will, not to dominate others, but to master our own impulses, fears, and limitations to achieve greatness. Creativity is a high form of this power. It is the ability to impose form and meaning onto a chaotic world. But the weak person fears this power. They fear the responsibility that comes with creating their own values and own path. They prefer the safety of the herd's rules because it absolves them of the terror of making a wrong choice alone. To embrace the will to power is to accept danger. It is to live dangerously, as Nietzsche famously advised his readers. Conflict is not evil. It is the necessary condition for any virtue or strength to develop in the human character. Without resistance, there is no muscle growth. Without suffering, there is no wisdom. The weak seek to abolish all suffering. Nietzsche viewed the desire for a painless life as a desire for a meaningless life, a state of vegetative existence. This leads us to the ultimate goal of Nietzsche's philosophy, the ideal that the strong should strive for, the Ubermensch. Often translated as the Superman or Overman, this is the individual who has completely conquered the slave morality within themselves. Nietzsche described man as a rope tied between beast and Ubermensch, a rope over an abyss. It is a dangerous crossing. Most people are content to remain as they are, or worse, to regress back to the comfort of the animal state. The Ubermensch is the one who realizes that they must be both the sculptor and the marble of their own life. This process is painful. It requires you to be cruel to your old self in order to birth your new self. Weak people cannot endure this pain. They protect their old identities at all costs, refusing to change or to evolve. The Ubermensch creates their own values. They do not look to religion, society, or tradition to tell them what is good. This is terrifying for the weak, who need a shepherd to tell them right from wrong and to guide their steps. Nietzsche used the metaphor of the child to describe this state. A sacred yes-saying, a new beginning, a self-propelling wheel. To become the Ubermensch is to reclaim the innocence of a child who plays the game of life with total seriousness. It means having the strength to say yes to life, even when it is difficult, chaotic, unfair, or full of suffering. This brings us to the most powerful tool for overcoming weakness, a concept Nietzsche called Amor Fati, or love of fate. Amor Fati is not just accepting what happens to you, it is loving it, embracing it, and wishing for nothing different. Nietzsche proposed a thought experiment called the eternal recurrence. Imagine if you had to live this life over and over again. Would you be crushed by the weight of this thought? Or would you welcome it as the greatest gift of all? The weak person hates their life and regrets their past. The idea of repeating it eternally is their ultimate nightmare. But the strong person has lived in such a way that they would gladly shout, "Da capo," from the beginning. To love fate is to see every failure, every heartbreak, and every loss as a necessary thread in the tapestry. You cannot remove the dark threads without destroying the entire picture. The weak wish for a life with only gold threads, but such a life would be shallow. It is the contrast between joy and sorrow that gives life its depth. Nietzsche wants us to become alchemists, turning the heavy lead of our suffering into the gold of our personal power. This is the ultimate rejection of weakness. It is the refusal to be a victim of circumstance, no matter how tragic. Think of great figures who used their disabilities or tragedies as fuel. They did not just endure fate, they used it. The tension of the bowstring is what allows the arrow to fly. The tension of suffering allows the soul to fly. Nietzsche hated weakness because it cuts the bowstring. It seeks a life without tension, and therefore, a life without flight. Now, let us bring these 19th century ideas into the modern world. How does this apply to us right now? We live in an age that manufactures weakness on an industrial scale. Social media has become the new herd morality enforcer. We seek validation from strangers. We conform our opinions to the popular narrative to avoid being canceled or shamed online. This is the exact behavior Nietzsche despised. Wearing a mask to please the mob while losing your true self underneath. We have become comfortable. We have temperature control, endless entertainment, and food delivered to our door without any effort required. This comfort is a trap. It seduces us into weakness. It makes us soft, fragile, and terrified of any real hardship. Nietzsche would likely look at our modern society with horror, seeing a civilization of last men who blink and seek happiness. To apply Nietzsche's wisdom, we must rebel against this modern comfort. We must voluntarily seek out challenges and difficult tasks. Do something hard every day. Read difficult books. Lift heavy weights. Speak the truth even when your voice shakes. Stop apologizing for your strength. Stop making yourself smaller just to make those around you feel more comfortable. Be a beacon. When you strengthen yourself, you do not harm others. You show them what is possible for them too. True strength is overflowing. It has enough power to help others rise, unlike weakness which seeks to pull others down. Nietzsche's hatred of weakness was ultimately a love for humanity's potential. He wanted us to be better than we are. He knew that inside every weak, fearful person lies a dormant seed of greatness, waiting for the courage to sprout. The question is, will you water that seed with discipline, or will you let it rot with excuses and comfort? Friedrich Nietzsche asks you today, are you a master of your life, or are you a slave to your impulses? The path of strength is lonely and steep. The path of weakness is crowded and easy. Which one will you choose? Choose the steep path. Embrace the struggle. Love your fate. This is the only way to truly own your life. Start today. Identify one area where you have been weak, where you have blamed others, and take full responsibility immediately. Break the chains of the herd. Step out of the shadows of mediocrity and dare to stand in the light. When you become strong, you give permission for those around you to be strong as well. You become a leader. Nietzsche's philosophy is not for everyone. It is for the few who are willing to pay the price for themselves. Thank you for watching Growth Through Thought. Please subscribe to join our journey towards strength, wisdom, and the overcoming of self. Knowledge is the first step to power, but action is the bridge that connects what you know to who you are. Take time to reflect on your own values. Are they truly yours, or did you inherit them from the crowd around you? Discard the mask of social niceties if it hides your true nature. Authenticity requires the courage to be disliked by others. Nietzsche spoke of the lion spirit, the one who says no to false duties and clears the space for new creation. We must learn to honor the struggle. Do not wish for an easy life. Wish for the strength to endure a difficult one. Resilience is not about being hard like stone, but being adaptable like water, able to flow around any obstacle encountered. Consistency is a form of strength. The weak are sporadic and give up easily. The strong persist until the end. Push past your perceived limits. Your mind will try to quit long before your body actually needs to stop working. Master your mind. The weak mind is a chaotic master, but a disciplined mind is the most powerful servant you have. Find your center. In a world of constant distraction, the ability to focus is a superpower that few people possess. Create order out of the chaos of your life. Clean your room, organize your time, and clarify your specific goals. Small victories build momentum. Do not despise the small steps, for they are the foundation of the highest mountain peaks. Celebrate your strength, but do not become arrogant. Arrogance is a fragility that needs to prove itself to others constantly. True confidence is quiet. It does not need to shout. It knows its own value without needing applause from the crowd. Nietzsche also spoke of the shadow. To be whole, you must integrate your dark side, not repress it in fear. Know your capacity for evil. A harmless man is not good. A good man is a dangerous man who has control. Cultivate your dangerous side, then keep it sheathed. This is the definition of meekness in the original biblical sense. Power without control is destruction. Control without power is impotence. You must strive to possess both in equal measure daily. Balance is key. Nietzsche was not advocating for mindless brutality, but for a vital, life-affirming energy that creates new values. Be the architect of your future. Do not let your parents, your teachers, or your society design your life for you. Throw away the old maps. The territory of your life is unique, and you must chart your own path through it. Leaving the harbor is scary, but ships are not built to stay in the harbor. They are built for the sea. Learn to navigate the storms. The smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. Welcome the turbulence as a teacher. Remember that a diamond is just a piece of charcoal that handled stress exceptionally well. Be the diamond, not the dust. If you crumble under pressure, you remain coal. If you harden and resist, you become something precious and unbreakable. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. The only true failure is staying on the ground when you could stand. Wear your scars with pride. They are the evidence that you faced life and survived. They are your warrior markings. Like kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing pottery with gold, your broken places can become your strongest and most beautiful parts. Share your strength. When you have overcome a mountain, go back down and guide others up the path you found. This is the legacy of the strong. They do not just live for themselves. They elevate the entire human species forward. We are the bridge to the future. Our actions today determine the quality of the humans who will come after us. Teach your children to be strong. Do not protect them from every bump, or they will never learn to balance. Safety is an illusion. Competence is the only real security. Equip yourself and others with the skills to handle danger. Read the great masters. Read Nietzsche, Aurelius, Seneca. Fill your mind with the thoughts of giants, not the noise of pygmies. You become what you consume. If you consume garbage content, your mind rots. If you consume wisdom, your mind expands. Make the choice today. Turn off the mindless distraction. Engage with ideas that challenge you and force you to grow. The mind is a muscle. It needs resistance to grow. If you agree with everything you read, you are not learning. Seek out intelligent disagreement. Iron sharpens iron. A worthy opponent is a greater gift than a sycophantic friend. Do not fear the sparks of conflict. They light the fire of truth. Truth is often found in the tension of opposites. In a world of moral relativism, be the one who has a compass. Define your North Star and walk towards it. Your North Star is your purpose. Without a purpose, you are a leaf blowing in the wind. With one, you are an arrow. Focus your energy. The weak scatter their energy on trivial things. The strong concentrate their energy on what truly matters. Be like the magnifying glass. Focus your will until it burns through obstacles. Intensity is the key to breakthrough. Wake up while others sleep. Work while others party. Live like a lion while others graze like sheep. There is a peace in discipline that the lazy will never know. It is the peace of self-respect. Respect yourself enough to demand the best from yourself. You are the only person you have to live with forever. When you reach the end of your life, you want to look back with no regrets, knowing you gave everything. Even in his madness and illness, Nietzsche never betrayed his philosophy. He loved his fate until the very bitter end. His words have flown across centuries to reach you today. Do not let them just be words. Make them action. Close the book and open your life. The world is waiting for your strength. The world needs your unique power. Step through the door of fear. On the other side is the version of you that you were meant to be. The climb is hard, but the view is worth it. The air is thin, but it is pure. Keep climbing. Do not let the cold stop you. The fire within you is stronger than any storm outside of you. Feed that fire. Protect it. It is the most precious thing you own. It is your will to power. Reject weakness. Master your morality. Strive for the Ubermensch. Love your fate. This is the path of the free spirit. You are free to choose. Will you be a victim of history, or will you be a creator of the future? Make the choice now. Commit to strength. Commit to growth. Commit to being the hero of your own epic story. Your story is not over. The best chapters are yet to be written. Pick up the pen and write them boldly. Let the philosophy of Nietzsche be a hammer to break your chains and a lightning bolt to wake your soul. Thank you for watching Growth Through Thought. Please subscribe to join our journey towards strength, wisdom, and the overcoming of self.